Yes, there is more for you. Welcome to Peak Performance Secrets Lunch and Learn. My name is Kamoye Benjamin. If you're tuning in for the very first time, I identify as a peak performance coach. And what that means is that I come alongside individuals and teams and help them to create more, whatever more represents, whether more impact, more income, more clarity, more decisiveness, more awareness, more cohesion. Hey, whatever more represents for you, I come alongside you in the service of your goals, dreams, and desires to create more. Now, I've been talking about potential in this series that is the season finale. We're on episode 47 today. Wow, excited. We started this and now we're on episode 47. Catch all the other episodes, insights, awareness. And that's why we do this, to really kind of ignite an awareness and what's the value of an idea? Think about it. What's the value of an idea? Watch a 20-minute video, watch that, get one idea that will shift your life in many ways. What's the value of that? And that's why I take time every single weekday to teach. And we're going up to episode 50, pause, reflect, reset, and then relaunch. Today I'm going to be talking about something that is so close to my heart. And it's about the idea of the programmed pattern of your potential. The day I learned this idea that I'm just about to share with you, it shifted the way I looked at myself. My narrative of struggle changed. I don't know whether you've been at that place where you've done everything you know how to do, and then it's not bearing the results that you expected it would bear. I was at that place, running my advertising agency and also trying to build a coaching business at the same time. And I was not getting the results that I knew, I could have. And I was at the end of my rope, really, and just looking up to God and saying, what am I missing? What am I not doing? Is this even something that I'm supposed to be doing? Am I on the wrong path? Talk about all those questions that you look up and you ask God, all the questions that you could ask Him, because you've tried to figure out everything you've tried to figure out in your own capacity and level of awareness, and you're not just cracking it and getting it. And then I had this message. My mentor Paul shared it with me. I do not have at my command to share with you the entire teaching, but I want to give you a snippet. And I believe that this will shift your awareness and your thinking in so many ways. What does the programmed pattern of your potential speak about? We unpacked potential to mean several things. In whatever language you ask people to define the word potential and what it implies or signifies, potential speaks a lot about hope. Yeah. Potential speaks about a promise. Potential speaks about possibilities. That's really what potential is about. Potential is about the possibilities and a promise of a better tomorrow, that there is a resource available for a future to become better than it is at the moment. And so when you're coming to you as an individual, what is the potential that is currently within you? What is the promise that your potential bears for you? I shared with you, and I've taught this in the past, where I said, I hate the word potential. It's a great word. It signifies good things. But if you look at life, it's not every day. It's not every day that you see everybody who has potential is thriving. Matter of fact, when you go to music industry, great potential, struggling artists. When you go to art, when you come to coaching, the field that I'm in, gifted, potential, struggling. Hey, look at the continent where I live, Africa. We talk about potential, the minerals, what could be, the possibilities. Africa as a continent is gifted in every way. It has potential. You understand why I hate that word potential, because it is always kind of spoken of in the same sentence with scarcity, lack, and limitation. Oh, Benjamin, he's got great potential. That guy is going to go far. What is this potential that I cannot eat now? What is this potential that you cannot eat now? And unless we learn the program of the potential and the pattern that it follows, We will chase after different things. I ran an advertising agency. I thought that was it. I ran a clothes business. I thought that was it. I sold cement. I thought that was it. I sold property. I thought that was it. I'm in a hoppity hoopity hippity hippa. Hope something works. I'd never understood things. Have you ever seen a bean fall to the ground and the bean tries to become a mango? Like, Mickey, I'm not sure. Is it mangoes? Mangoes are in season right now. Is that what we should be doing? This is the antidote to moving away from trying to become a copycat and trying to mimic and copy other people. I love the quote that I had early in the day, and maybe you've heard it, that you are born an original, don't die a copy. And most people die a copy because they fail to understand the programmed pattern of their potential. Let's unpack this. What is a program? We'll go to computer language because that's probably where we have encountered program. You may have encountered it elsewhere, but I want to use this to anchor my teaching here today. That a program in computer language refers to a series, that's an important word, of coded, allow me to kick out this word for the purposes of our conversation, and let's focus on the word instructions to control the operation of a computer or another machine. That's what we understand by program. And when you look at the image that I have here, this is a program. This is a language. Woo, I love that. What is it? What do we know about language? Language follows patterns. Music follows patterns. All music is from A to G. Yeah, A to G. All the music in the world is between A to G. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C, D. That's it. The keys, right? All the music. Language, all the words are between A and Z. Numbers are a language from one, from zero, start from 0 to 9. All the numbers. Can you imagine? Every mathematics you'll ever do is just those 9 numbers. All the language, all the books you've ever read, A to Z. All the music you've ever heard, A to G. And so when you're looking at life, what you see is you see programs. You see codes. You see a code that bears instructions, and those instructions control the operation of the thing. And so when we're referring to the programmed pattern, the pattern is programmed so that it can control the outcome. Did you hear that? The pattern is programmed. All right? The pattern is programmed so that it can control the outcome. Is that what I said? Yeah, forget about what I said. That's what I'm saying. The pattern is programmed. And that's really what becomes the program. When you look at it, you see a program. When you think about your DNA is a pattern. It follows a certain pattern. And that pattern in itself becomes the program. Becomes the program that runs and controls the operation. Let's look at something like maize. Maize and all types of grains. I use this example specifically because a program has a pattern of the potential that is inside the seed. If you take a seed, though you may cut it or break it and look at it, you will not see, at least with your naked eyes. Science can do what it does. But when you look at a seed, you're not able to see with your naked eyes the pattern of the seed. If you drop each of these seeds on the same bucket, in the same small bucket, none of these seeds will look like the other in terms of what they produce. The beans will create beans. The sorghums will grow sorghums. Each of these will provide a different outcome. What makes that possible? We know it often. It's so easy, like, Benjamin, what are you telling us? I'm telling you that beans, legumes, seeds in general have a pattern that is programmed within them. And they know the moment they fall on the soil, that pattern is beating within. That pattern is beating within. That pattern is beating within. And that pattern has instructions. So that an avocado, while it is growing, does several things. In addition to giving you the green flesh that you will eat, the avocado has a responsibility of creating another seed inside itself and handing over the instructions, the pattern that is programmed in itself to each of the seeds within the tree. So the tree is growing and it gives a pattern, a program to each of the avocado seeds inside it. So that the day this seed, once the avocado has gone to the market and it's been purchased and it's on the dinner table and it's been sliced and we've taken out the seed and put it to the side and we are eating this stuff, that seed is programmed within itself. Every information and instruction to produce another avocado tree that has got avocados that are programmed with the pattern to create more avocados. If this stuff doesn't fascinate you, I don't know what will. Because this just gets to me. It gets to me because I'm in the business of potential. I'm in the business of possibilities. I'm in the business of more. I'm in the business of outcomes. And the reason why we as human beings, when we are put in the same container, we begin to look at each other. We begin to say, why did he get 89 in maths and I got 42? Why is it that he's able to do better at speaking and I'm not able to do that? Do you think the beans that are growing, different varieties of beans in one pot, do you think they're ever looking at each other and why is it that they look like rose cocoa and why do I look like? Beans never compare each other because there's a programmed pattern within them. And our job as human beings is to learn. What does the scripture say is that creation spells out the magnificence of God. It tells us of what God has done and what he can do and who he is and that there is a God in such a way that the voice is so loud we are not with an excuse. We are without excuse. I say, no, I didn't know, I didn't see it. The things that are seen give us clues for the things that are not seen. And when we look at a bean seed growing, there's a programmed pattern. And that pattern is a pattern of the potential, the pattern of the possibility. When you see a seed, you see hope. When you see a seed, you know a harvest is coming. And that harvest will bear within it seeds for the next harvest, and the next harvest, and the next harvest. I love the quote that they said that you can count the number of seeds in an apple. An apple fruit, you cut it, the seeds are there. Sometimes there are 4. Sometimes there are 4, sometimes there are 6. You can count the seeds inside there, but only God, the creator, only the programmed pattern, the programmer of the pattern, of the potential that is locked within that seed can tell how many apples are going to come out of those seeds. And you and I are more important than grass. You and I are more important than lilies. You and I are more important than apples and beans. And there's a programmed pattern and it's beating within me. And when I learned this in those times and seasons of struggle, I began to go within. I was sitting in the living room of my mentor, Paul. It had taken me time to get to this mentorship program. My wife and I had put significant resources down, and here we are. I'm sitting in his house and I'm like, man, this is the moment I've been waiting for. You know that place where you're like, if I only get there, my life is going to be different. If I only meet this person and I learn something, if I only get this answer, if I only get the key to unlock this padlock, my things will be different. And there I was sitting in the living room. I've got my notes ready and I'm just like, start speaking, man. You know why I'm here. You know the kind of business I'm building. You've gone ahead of me in many ways. Start talking. And as Paul spoke, somewhere in the conversation, he said this. He said, most of you have come from far and you're coming into this program and you think the potential is in this program. He said, the potential. There's a potential in that business. There's potential. There's potential. There's potential. And he said, let me share with you, there's no potential in learning from me. What? There's no potential in this program. What? There's no potential even in this mastermind group. I said, what? Then why did I come? Why did I pay all that airfare? Why did I go into all the hustle to travel and come all this way if the answer, the potential, the thing I was hoping is not in this program? And the next thing that he said out of his mouth liberated me. And again, it caused me to do something that I'm inviting you today, which is to go within and interrogate and listen and tune in to what is the program, the pattern within you saying. What are the possibilities that have been nudging at you? What have you been becoming aware of? What are you becoming aware of? The voice of more. I taught this a while back that, there probably is a point in your life where you're like, you know what, this is not my dream. This is not my dream. To be here with a mop, that was me in 2000. I'm with a mop. That's not my dream. To be moving around from one floor to the lift to the other, carrying the portraits of a president to sell to doctors and teachers and people who are in their offices. This is not my dream. This is not my dream. And that's the voice of your potential. That's how it sounds like. I don't want to live here. I don't want to live on the 13th floor. I'm not supposed to live here. It's not discontentment. It's not pride. It's none of those. It's the voice of your potential. And learn to listen. When you look at yourself in the mirror, you say, I'm not supposed to be this fat. I'm not supposed to be this skinny. I'm not supposed to be wearing that shirt. This is not who I am. This is not who I am. It's the pattern speaking. It's the pattern going blip, 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 blip. And if you tune in and listen, you're going to hear something. And if you follow that pattern, if you follow that pattern as it is going blip, 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 it's going to create roots beneath the surface. And that's the becoming journey. And that's the becoming journey. And that's the becoming journey to do and to have the fruits that you know are possible for you. My friend, there is a pattern of your potential. There's a pattern of what's possible. There's a pattern in your fitness. There's a pattern in your finances. There's a pattern in your family relationships. There's a pattern in your faith. There's a pattern in your work. It's there. And to say that it's not there is to suppose that the Creator is either unable or unwilling to have coded and programmed it within you. Why would He leave out such an important component? Machines, as we create them, we as human beings, we create machines and we provide a pattern such that when I click here, this happens. When I click here, this happens. There's a program, there's a code, instructions that ensure that the machine never has to struggle. It only needs to pick the instructions, apply them, and the programmed fruit will result. You and I, we are more important in the eyes of God. And He's intentional, He's able, He's willing. You've got to believe that. You've got to believe that. I had to believe that in the moment of struggle to say, yeah, let me align with the programmed pattern. Let me tune in. Let me listen. There was so much noise around me. And I was like, no, let me tune in and fast. Let me go within and listen. And as my mentor Paul said, the potential has never been outside. The potential has always and always will be within you. And even for those of you that are in my mentorship program, and I invite many people to come into the mentorship program, this is a space to ignite awareness, insights, ahas, so that the programmed pattern, you can become aware of it and deploy yourself in a way that will create the results that you know are possible for you and possible through you. Thank you so much for tuning in to today's session to learn about the programmed pattern of your potential. Even us as human beings, we don't have to think about how our feet are going to grow tall. We don't think about how our nails are going to grow. You cut them one day, they grow. You cut them, they grow. I cut my hair, it grows. There's a programmed pattern. There are instructions, codes that say when it's cut, grow. And it keeps growing and growing. If you never cut your nails, they'll continue to grow. It's already programmed. What about your intellectual faculties and you tuning in? And that's the invitation that I have for you. If you haven't figured out what this means for you, that's my invitation for you. Come and join me in Peak Performance Mentorship. I want to share with you a QR code. Some of you may be like, I want to work with you. I want to work with you one-on-one. Here is a QR code. Please scan that. Scan this QR code. And you will find a way to begin to work with me, either in mentorship, one-to-many people, or in private coaching sessions, one-on-one. I'll be more than happy to serve and support you to discover the programmed pattern that is within you. Thank you so much for connecting today in Peak Performance Secrets. My name is Benjamin Kamoye, and I thank you for connecting with me. Be well. Bye for now.